Hi ladies, it's Lynn Frank. Welcome to A Midlife Awakening. Today I am wrapping up my series on the 5 barriers that are denying you me time. If you missed the first video, I'm just doing a quick recap. 1, time. The first thing is time. Video number 1 gives you some suggestions. You will find it. It is there. Video number 2 is letting you know that taking me time is not selfish, but rather an act of self-love. Video number 3 talks about creating a space. It could be hard, not enough space, not enough room in the house, or the kids, or the partner and the dog, and I just give some suggestions, and when you do find your nook, how to make it your own, how to make it this joyful space. And last week's video was for those women who don't see me time as productive or really valuable. And it was just explaining what really happens in me time with the brain. And really the idea is your thoughts create behavior. Your behaviors create new experiences. And that is the root of change. And it all happens when you learn to take me time. Today's 5th video is about what the heck do I do now? I've managed to find the time and the space, and now I'm just sitting here. And a lot of times we're surprised that we don't know what to do. And it's because we don't spend enough time alone. Or if we do, we're scrolling or we're searching, we're doing something other than really just sitting in silence with our own thoughts. And so today's video is going to give you some suggestions on what you could do. I would encourage you to go get a journal or a pen and paper. Not that you're going to do the exercises right now. However, it will be helpful for you to write some of this down. Today is a note-taking video, if you know what I mean. So go do that. Put me on pause. Run around, grab what you need. And I'm going to assume that you have what you need right now to write things down. The first, okay, so the activities really are a balance between what I've chosen to include in Ignite and Circle, the book I wrote. I completed the book I started writing it about 5 years ago, rewrote it, that's a whole other video, and finished the book about a year ago. About 3 months ago, I came across this. Do you guys know Louise Hay? She's awesome. And the activities I am suggesting, or practices, exercises, whatever you want to call them, I'm suggesting you do really are a blend. We actually talk a lot about the same things. And so, yeah, if you don't have a copy, my book you can't get, sorry, you need to actually be a part of my program, Ignite and Circle, for the book. But you can buy Louise Hay's book. So that's a goodie. The first exercise is all about taking a look at your roles and responsibilities. So you would make 3 columns, okay? The roles I play. So what is it that you do? A friend, a daughter, what's your career? Wife, etc., etc. Write them down, just a big list as they come to you. And then I want you to write what you think you should be doing in each one of those roles. And maybe you're just gonna write the first 3 roles that consume most of your day. And now you're writing and you're thinking about what you should do in those roles, okay? The 3rd column is the why. Why do you think you should be doing those things? Why do you think you should be doing those things? So in your journal right now, that's what you've done. You've written 3 columns. The heading is roles and responsibilities, what I should do, and then the 3rd column, why. And you're not going to fill that out now. These activities are meant for you to do alone with your thoughts in a little space you've claimed, because you really want it to just come naturally. You're writing intuitively. Don't overthink it. What I will tell you is in that 3rd column, the why. Very often, like 99% of the time, often, the why is related to social expectations. Social expectations either created by your gender, your religion, your culture, your age, but even that ties into gender, culture, religion, and what you should be doing and when. And I want you to think about that. I want you to think about why. Why am I doing these things? And then I want you to circle the roles. So in that 1st column, circle the roles you wish you could get rid of that are not fulfilling. And then I want you to look at that should list. And because that should list is probably based on things that you learned as a child that were okay and expected, I want you to cross out what you actually wish you didn't have to do or you don't think you need to do. So, cross it out or circle it. I want you to identify. If you have a highlighter, do that. Whatever works. And we're just going to hold on to that. You're going to think about that. Could you actually let those things go? The answer is often yes. You just need to give yourself permission to do that. So that's activity number 1. Okay? Roles and responsibilities, looking at the should and the why. And I have some cheat sheets because, yeah, a little bit of prep work in my journal. Next, we're going to look at who do you love and what do you love? Who do you love? What do you love? And this is, again, intuitive. You're just writing. So put, number 2, activity number 2. These would not be done in one me time session or break that you're taking. These could be broken up. You may take a couple of days to do one of these activities. It depends how deep you're going to go. So this one you're writing what and who do you love? And just write that down, write it down, write it down, write it down. Can you guess what does not make the list? The vast majority of the time? Your name. We forget to write ourselves. So we're talking about our favorite show, our favorite song, our favorite ice cream, the people we love, your sister, your friend, your mom. And we forget about ourselves. Take a moment right now. Write this down. What do I love about myself? What do I love about myself? It'll be tough. It'll be a little hard. It doesn't come as easy as we think it should. The second thing I want you to write down is, what do I not like about myself or love about myself? And as you can imagine, that list usually comes quicker and is often longer. This is the deep work. This is what we need to do to effectively change the things in our lives that are not serving us. It starts here, a reflection of self. And that's why I chose the activities today that I did. They're all requiring you to turn inward, because the chances are you have spent most of your life looking out. What are they saying? What do they want me to do? And so the first thing you need to do is go in. Okay? I want you to write those lists, what you love about yourself and what you don't love about yourself. It's important to give that some thought. And of course, you're going to think about, anything I write down, can I find that on my should list? Are the things you are not liking about yourself things that you're not doing that you feel like you should be doing? Oftentimes there's a correlation. These two activities go well hand in hand because they really start to highlight what you think you should be doing, but reminding you of why you think you need to do those things. Don't forget that why, because it's rarely, oh, it's fulfilling. I chose to do it. It's great. I love it. It makes me happy. The why too often is related to those outdated social expectations. You have the power to change your thoughts, which will change your behaviors, which will give you new experiences. The real question is, will you dig deep enough to find exactly what you need inside of yourself? We all have it. I hate to tell you, ladies, you actually have everything you need right now. Do you have the guts to get it? A lot of times we struggle with that. And it's because of our lack of self-worth and self-love. And so we turn to the external for approval because we're missing what we really want. You know what that reminds me of? And we see it all the time. You know, you buy the new car, the new dress, the new shoes, you reno the house. And this whole time you're looking for happiness. Because we try to live without self-love because finding it is really, really hard. And so we just buy all of these things and yeah, it makes us happy for sure, but not longer than a sugar rush. And then we're right back to where you started. I've done it. I've been there. Actually, I wasn't going to talk about this, but it's just come to me, and I totally, if I'm telling you to listen within, I have to do the same, right? It's a bit about body image. That I struggled with for a long time. Okay, I had to sit with body shame for a long time and really turn within to learn how to love my body. But when I was doing that, ladies, to really love and thank my body for everything it actually does do for me, I was learning to love myself. And the more I loved myself, and the more I let go of all those things that were not serving me, that someone else thought I should do, I was creating space for all the things that I wanted to do or still want to do now. And for the first time in my life, I lost weight unexpectedly. I wasn't trying. And I think I'd been dieting since I was like 12, okay? And the answer was not in the food itself, but in the love I was now giving to myself. I was living and am living authentically the Lyne Frank life. I have self-worth, so I'm saying no when it feels right, and I'm saying yes when it feels good. And I'm not turning to food to satisfy me, the external. I don't need to reno my house. Okay, I did already, but you know, there's always something to do. And I don't need the new car. I'm no longer looking for those external factors for my own happiness because I have self-love. And that's why me time is so crazy important. Okay, the third activity and last one we're going to talk about is mirror work. You've probably heard of it. It's not new, but it's magical and worth mentioning here today. I want you to look in the mirror and say to yourself, whatever your name is, Lyne Frank, I love you. I love you. Do you know how hard that is for women and men, of course, but I work with women. It's really tough, even just giving a little mirror. A lot of times they start talking about, you know, oh, their eyebrows or their nose, a feature they're unhappy with, rather than saying those words. Or it gets real emotional and there's a release. And women start to realize that what's been missing all along is what? Self-love, self-worth. Women realize for the first time that they believe they are not enough. And that belief, that thought, has been denying them the experiences that they want from life, that they want to live, that you want to live. You have to believe you are worthy. So look in the mirror. Tell yourself, I love you. And if you're not ready for that, talk about something you really do like about yourself, but just say it. Don't lie. Don't lie. Come up with something. Okay? Maybe it's something you did. You look in the mirror and you say, Lyne Frank, I like that you spoke up today at the staff meeting. And sometimes, you know, speaking in third, you don't have to say your name. You could just say, I'm glad I love that I. Speaking in the third person is, I mean, it works. It does. Do what's right for you. That's not the point. The point is looking at yourself with appreciation, respect, and feeling the love. Okay. I'm really hoping that you are understanding the power of me time. I'm really hoping that this series offered you some solutions on the barriers that are denying you the opportunity to claim me time. Because it is in those moments of solitude that you can hear your voice. That's it for me today. I hope that wasn't too long. Ladies, much love. Peace.